Lots of people in the comments wanting the COBRA SPEEDZONE compared up against my TS3. Shall we? It would be rude not to, wouldn't it? Let's compare TS3 Titleist to the COBRA SPEEDZONE driver. Let's get stuck in.
Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button. If you want to see more great compares like this, let me know up in this box up here. Which one would you want to test as your next driver?
Right, let's compare the two drivers. So both the lower spinning options from the manufacturer. Obviously TS has a TS4 as well, which is even lower spinning. Looking down at the ball, you've got very similar shapes on both of these. I would say if anything, the Titleist, the TS3 is a little bit more rounded at the back, where the COBRA has a fraction more stepping back. The COBRA has a lot more going on the top of it as well. So there's more graphics on the top of the COBRA, and you do see these lines as well that you get in the carbon top. This is titanium, not carbon. Obviously the COBRA has the 360 carbon wraparound. Both have changeable necks. More loft options, I think, in the COBRA. The COBRA also has a fixable or a changeable weight. So a weight where you can move it forwards and back. It's a 14 gram weight at the front, I've got it set, and a 2 gram weight at the back. So in its lower spinning option, my best numbers. The TS3, you can put different weight cartridges in the back, heavier and lighter, and then you can move it more to the toe and to the heel, not so forward and back. I think Titleist wins on classic appeal. I think the COBRA might win on fancy shop appeal. I think if you were to ask non-golfers, they would probably pick that COBRA a bit more. It does look fancy, but I like the cleanness of TS3. I like that pear, beautiful classic shape, really. Right, let's try and get comparisons with each club. Here we go. So this is my TS3, what I game with, basically what I play with. It's a nice titanium sound. The COBRA probably will sound a little bit kind of calmer in its sound. So there's a semi bit of ting off the face on this one. It's a 9.25 loft I've got this club set in. COBRA's 9.5, both of them set really for my kind of max numbers. Again, you've got to remember, I play with TS3, so in theory it's got a bit of advantage because of the familiarity of it, but then I'm quite good at picking up almost any driver and just hitting it, to be honest. Post comments down below, which one do you think will come out longer out of the two? Will there be a difference or will they be the same? Hit that one nicely, a little bit fadey, but it's going to find a fairway. Right, let's hit some with the COBRA Extreme. Remember, weight at the front. I'm trying to match these up, literally just to get my best numbers out of them. So definitely more jazz down by the ball. Let's see how the sound compares. Not much in it. I would say this is just that fraction more carbon sounding, which obviously it should be because the other one isn't carbon. This one is. Again, for direction, it's pretty much a similar pattern of shots. I wouldn't feel like one is going to go straighter than the other. I think that's so much on me. These clubs are set up so obviously so similar. It's a nice miss hit, that. That's a very common miss hit for me. That should be shorter on carry. It was toey. But it seems to have done quite well, because obviously I had issues with F9 last year with my high toe strike just not really performing that well, where with the SPEEDZONE hitting it up there seems to be getting a lot more out of it, which I like. Right, let's compare these numbers, see how this compares. That is my furthest right, but again, that's me. I am definitely a little bit push cutty at the moment in my game. But let's see just how close these two are. Well, let's take a look at these numbers. So TS3 is carrying 267. So again, don't be fooled. I am slightly quicker at the minute, 110. Where the COBRA I average 109.3, so 1 mile an hour difference in the club head speed. Again, I'm doing a bit of speed training and my speed does just get a little higher. Longest one there, 276. That was a good hit. Let's see where I struck that one. Yes, again, high, slightly out the toe. 0 path, 0 face, little draw. That's a good set of numbers for me. A nice topping out. Lowest one at 260. Let's see if there's any difference in strike there. Similar strike, face a little bit more open, so probably adding a little bit more loft, I would guess. Let's have a look if that is true. Not firing it, a little bit more spin through that face opener path, because remember, your spin numbers are going to come from your spin loft, and spin loft is three-dimensional. That might make sense, it might not. It doesn't matter for this review. Let's go back to ball. If we go to the Cobra 263, so it's shorter, but is it shorter? Look, if I was to disable my last shot that you heard me talking about, I kind of push cut it. It was a weak shot. It went much higher, 43 than any of the other Cobras, 43 yards peak height. It's 267, spinning at 2.1 with the TS3 spinning at 2.3, 200 revs in it. Ball speeds almost identical against those two sets of average. And club head speed, again, 1 mile an hour quicker with the TS. But 1 mile an hour is, you know, it's am I fatiguing possibly, or is it even measurable when we're getting that close on tolerances? And then actually, if you're going to go totals, I don't like using totals, I like really to use roll. I know some people like a few totals because it massages their egos. 290 with the Cobra Speedzone to 288 with the Titleist. And again, if I put that weak ball in, it drops down by 2 yards. So you can see how close those two drivers are when it comes to trying to get the most out of them. Let's just try and hit a bit of fairway with them to finish, shall we? Let's see what happens when I try and hit fairway with both of these clubs. My new favourite tight driving hole. So let's start with the Cobra. I'm going to try and hit straight to a little turning left draw shot, so not leaking it to the right in theory. That is straight to slightly turning left, hit the right side of the fairway, and I'm very happy with that shot. Again, it's that nice sound. Let's see what numbers that one's coming up with. So 269 carry, not a bad carry number on that. Right, let's try the same shot with TS3, straight to slightly turning left if it's going to move, not out to the right. So that's no turn to the left, pretty straight. It's going to land on the other ball, isn't it? Oh, it's like half a yard less on carry. They are almost identical shots. Strike was slightly different to a 267 carry. So I'm now just going to aim left side, try and move it back in. This feels more natural for me at the moment, this shot, and that is, again, it probably is going to carry a little shorter, but you can see it's straighter. A few yards shorter, but definitely straighter. That's a 263 carry. Obviously, when I go for a draw to a fade, I present different numbers, and I probably have different speeds as well. Same shot with the Cobra. Didn't start it quite as far left, just catch the fairway yet. I mean, that's 4 tee shots on the fairway, and again, that's now 1 yard carry less than the Titleist, isn't it? Try and hit the same shot, I reckon. 260 carry. Again, when I'm trying to hit that fade a little bit less coming out of the speed zone. Two very good drivers. Definitely aimed at people who want to control spin in that slightly lower bracket. I feel I can move them both ways. Slightly more carbon sounding in the Cobra, a little bit more titanium sounding in the Titleist. So again, that's going to dial into what you prefer. Shaping them, moving them. I would say, if anything, the Titleist to me feels easier to fade. Titleists always tend to, in their better drivers, feel to be set up a little bit more for a little control cut. I do feel like I could draw the Cobra a little easier, but again, that's my personal feel over anything else. You know, that's not a fact, that's just what I see as I look down at them. And I do prefer the pear shape of the Titleist, but then I do quite like the jazzy graphics of the Cobra when I look down. The shape's a little bit more stretched out at the back. Post comments down below, have you tried these drivers or not? Are you excited about trying to try this one, because obviously it's new out, or even the F9 compared to TS3? What did you get? Was there benefits in either? Did you feel like you could shape one better than the other? Post those comments down below. I'd love to hear. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, give it a subscribe so you don't miss the next fun compare. And if you're already subscribed, remember, ring that bell, then you don't miss the next video either, because you'll get a notification. Thanks for watching.